best way to get better at programming is to practice. And in this example, we're going to use a templated function to simplify the process of using overloaded functions that deal with arrays. As always, a sample file is available for download using a link below. I'll give you just a couple of seconds to go and download that, and you can start with us, or you can try it on your own and then check your answer. Okay, so let's get going. Here you can see in my function prototypes, I have two arrays that are essentially doubled. They're overloaded. One is for an integer array and one is for a double array. We have this both for summing them and finding the average. Now, a frustrating thing might be if we scroll down here, you can see how to sum the array for a list of doubles, and I can literally come in here and copy and paste this. And all I have to do is change my int total to a double, and now I have my overloaded function. So how are we going to make this just a little bit easier to work with? Well, it's actually quite easy if we use the templated array. So I'm going to scroll back up here, and I'm going to say template type name T. Then I'm going to come in here and take my return type, make that a T. And I'm also going to take my sum array, where I have the integer array, and replace it as a T. So now this is going to be where my type name is. It's going to be that type of array. And I no longer need the sum of the array with the double. I'm going to do the same thing for my average array and say template inside angle brackets, type name T. And in this case, all I need to replace is the int array with the T array. My int for my size is going to stay the same, and in both cases, I'm returning a double. Now I can remove my double average array. You'll notice that, hey, this is underlined in green. This is because this particular function doesn't exist. So what I need to do is come down to my two arrays, and I'm going to replace them. So I'm going to say template inside my angle brackets, type name T, just like we had before. My return type is going to be T, and instead of int list, which is an array, it's going to be T list. So T, once again, is my type that I'm going to be using. Notice that sum array now no longer has that green underline. I'm going to come in here and delete my sum array for my double type because I don't need that anymore. I have the templated. In fact, if I left it in, it might actually cause some confusion because the compiler may not know what function to send it to. So we're just going to clean that up. I'm going to take my average array functions. I'm going to get rid of one of those because it's going to be cleaned up, and I'm going to replace it with the template. So I'm going to say template type name T. And then remember, the return type stayed as a double. All we changed was the array. So now I have a templated type. So that type name, whatever it is, and it has a list. Of course, average array goes out and calls sum array. We're just going to be simple with this. There's no need to be kind of fancy. So I'm going to save this. If we run this, I'm going to show you one little thing we have to be careful of. You notice the doubles array comes up with a size of 26, and that sounds very much like an integer. I'm not expecting that. Okay, so we always want to run these and test these out. So what could I have done that might have been a change to fix this? Well, I'm going to clear this out. If you look inside my sum array, I have an int total. So I'm replacing it with a T. You might say, well, why did I do that? Well, remember, I might be passing in doubles or floats or something else. So I need to keep that data type the same. Now, it might be kind of expected to only have to change things in my function header, but things inside my function body can also use that T type name, okay? And so now total will be a double, and if I run this now, you're going to see it's going to come up with, 27.49. That's more along the lines of what I was expecting, okay? So there's a couple times where that decimal got cut off and gave us a totally different value, almost 1.5 points off. So always make sure you test these things, make sure you get the answer that you're expecting, and then you can see something like this. Hopefully this video helped you out. If so, take a look at other videos and our examples and consider subscribing to the channel.